Now, when it comes to GCSEs, there was a time you didn't have all that many subjects to choose from. Nowadays, though, pupils can go for everything from media studies to health and social care to astronomy. But could those subjects be under threat? This week, the exams watchdog Ofqual is publishing a consultation paper on tough new guidelines for GCSEs. If the so-called soft subjects don't come up to scratch, it's reported they could be scrapped. I'm joined now by Katie Ivans from the Campaign for Real Education and also English teacher Francis Gilbert, who teaches media studies as well. Good evening to you both. Katie, hands up. I did media studies at A-level and now I have my own programme. What's the problem?
Oh, congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I wasn't looking for congratulations, though, but the point is it can lead on to good things. So what's wrong with it?
Clearly it can, yes. But in general, I think the reason why these soft subjects were developed was because children were coming into secondary schools, as they still do, with very low levels of literacy, and there have been low expectations of children's abilities, and they've been offered soft subjects so that they can find their way through.
Is it fair to call them soft? Do you think they are soft? They're still GCSEs.
They're still GCSEs, but I personally believe, a Campaign for Real Education, we also believe that each generation has a duty to pass on to the next generation the bodies of knowledge, which they should be heir to. And the bodies of knowledge tend to be things like English, history, geography and all the rest, which provide a basis for further studies, which might well be media studies, they might well be astronomy. But it might be good to have studied science properly, for example, before you do astronomy. It might be good to be good at English before you do media studies, and really good at English.
Francis, you teach both English and media studies. Is one better than the other?
I've found media studies a fantastic subject and actually brilliant for teaching things like literacy, because kids are really motivated. They learn how to write blogs, they learn to write film scripts, and actually their English skills, I would say, controversially, are more developed doing a media studies GCSE than they are doing the English, which they don't really like. They're not engaged with it. And I think we need to really think what is going to turn our children on to learning, and that's the crucial thing. And if you strip teachers of that power, there's a real problem.
Well, why not incorporate some of those elements into the English GCSE? Why not incorporate some of astronomy into a science GCSE?
Yes.
Definitely, those all can come into it, but I also think, they're good subjects in their own right. Media studies is the world today. If you can make a decent film, set up a website, you know how to deal with social media, you're well on the way to doing well in a load of other industries apart from the media. Most qualifications, and even if you're a doctor now, you have to set up your own website and possibly make your own film about a surgery. And so media studies is a kind of vital thing, and as are the other subjects for the modern day, I think.
But even so, Katie, there's still more currency attached to the classic subjects. If you have A-levels in maths and chemistry and physics, they're going to be more valuable perhaps
as I
in
think
the real
they should
world.
be, because you can go on to good universities with those subjects and then go off into your media studies if you want to later. But I feel you shouldn't. I regard those as, if you like, secondary subjects. And at GCSE level, you need those, what I'm going to call, I don't mean primary school subjects, but primary subjects, the subjects which really
English,
do bring
science.
the bodies of knowledge that provide the basis for anything that you might like to do.
Well, in which case, were they wrong to perhaps dump the English baccalaureate, basically the one certificate that says you've passed in English, maths, sciences and languages?
Well, that's been encouraged now, and in fact, in the school where I teach, children do the English baccalaureate subjects, but they do media studies on top. So I don't see that they are mutually exclusive. I think, it's about giving a child a good, broad and balanced curriculum and qualifications.
There's a real problem, though, I think you must know this, about children who are going into secondary schools with very low standards of reading, and I know secondary
But
English
media
teachers...
studies helps that. It really helps them learn to read because they're motivated.
No, you need to read first before you do your media studies.
Let's be fair to the other subjects. It's not just media studies as well.
And the other subjects, exactly.
Leisure and tourism, looking at...
That motivates students.
But those
These
are
things
vocational
really
subjects.
motivate my students. They really are interested, and they learn a lot of literacy skills. They're going to make a pamphlet about travel and that kind of thing. They're going to learn how to write for a particular audience. And I think, we just dismiss these subjects as soft subjects, and they're not at all. They're quite rigorous.
But they could go, Katie.
I think those
that would be a
subjects
good
have been
thing?
cooked up for children who are considered to be underprivileged, and they are underprivileged subjects, if you like, and children should be given the real subjects, and they should be educated for that purpose. They should go into secondary school properly educated so they can have a good education in those subjects.
You both get an A star for your passionate debate. Thank you very much indeed.